up to the podium and lead our invocation.
Lord, thank you for letting us come together, Lord. Lord, I ask you just watch over this city, Lord, that we may use the funds to appropriate to glorify you, Lord. Lord, I ask you just watch over each and every one of us here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I've asked John Hill to lead our pledge.
Attention, pledge.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I want to thank everyone for coming out to the meeting. First one of June. Before we get started, there are two items we need to add to the agenda for the MDOT Phase 2 project. One is to allow myself and the city clerk to sign all necessary documents concerning the MDOT contract and intersection improvement. Two is to appoint signees for the reimbursement requests to the state for the intersection, because we'll have to make those reimbursement requests for the grant portion of it, and this will also include the future mayor-elect. Motion to add the two items.
Motion.
Second.
Jimmy and Carolyn. All righty, and Ms. Lavelle is not here, and let's say a prayer for them as they're traveling. I'll give y'all a few minutes to look over the consent agenda, and then give me a motion in a second when y'all are ready.
Motion.
Second.
Got Tara and Jimmy. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Next, Miss Diane Garvin, the Mississippi Department of Archives. Miss Diane, y'all want to use the rental of the hardware building?
Yes, I was contacted back in April, or maybe end of March, by James Bridgeworth, who is the Certified Local Government Coordinator. He was asking if we would host a regional meeting. I've been going to these regional meetings for 10 years and they've never had one this close. In fact, Starkville's probably the closest I've ever went to one. And it's a free meeting, that's the reason we go. And he wants to have one in Booneville on August the 5th. They do them in August. The first one to be in Booneville, then it'd be Carrollton, Raymond, and Biloxi. So we would like to use the hardware since it's MDAH, and a lot of people will be coming to this area because this is a meeting that we have to attend to stay certified to be a certified local
Motion.
government.
Yes.
Second.
Did you-
Go ahead.
I've got Jeff and Jimmy. Did you ask my assistant if the building was available?
Yes, I've already reserved it.
Okay. That's, just want to make sure we had that taken care of.
Yes, I'd already reserved the building, and she put me on the agenda because I was asking for it to be waived.
Okay, I got Jeff and Jimmy. Tara, did you have a comment? I'm sorry. All in favor? Thought I heard you. All in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Silsby is here with the 5K. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
We're just seeking approval for New Covenant Jail Ministry to hold a 5K as a fundraiser to raise funds to help with the Thanksgiving dinner, the Christmas dinner for the jail inmates, possibly even a small Christmas gift and ministry materials. This would be a first-time thing. We were hoping it would turn into an annual thing, and like I said, we're just trying to get it approved before we move forward with any plans.
John, this will be at the Swift Park.
Think
You check.
of the dates, we talked about the dates, it's a fundraiser, so y'all have to approve it to raise funds.
Just make sure all the questions on your end is answered. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Carolyn.
Thank you.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion carried. Good luck on the fundraiser. Next, Beckley Chapel CME Church. Waive, is anyone here to represent them? Asked to waive the community center fees for Children's Day.
Motion.
Second. John, make sure that power working over there on that pavilion. They had a
John.
problem last year.
John Hill. Who made the motion?
Tara and Jeff.
Tara first, Jeff.
Jeff, John, Jeff brought up the fact about the lights under the pavilion.
And they've been fixed, but the power, that little power plug in where it keep clicking off, they'll be having speakers and stuff hooked up there. So I think Coach supposed been fixing it back last year. I don't know if he did or not, but it kept shooting a breaker the last time, and they called me every time it did, and I had to go over there.
Well, here's, and I'm no electrician, so you speak to it, these others can speak to it, but if they putting those any big amplifiers on it, it's probably gonna do it every time. But we will check it out and
But
make.
see, he's supposed to change the breakers out and the inside to a switch box. There's fuses in there, and
So they hadn't,
I don't know, hadn't checked it, but it was told here for them to change it out, and if it hadn't been changed out, they didn't do what they said they were gonna do. So they said they were gonna change it out inside that building and get the fuses out of it. That's dangerous,
yes,
and they're
Oh,
gonna
yes,
put
it's-
breakers in there.
that's right.
Gary, will you see that, being the city public property manager, will you get on that and make sure that that fuse box changed out to a breaker box?
And that's on which one?
This is sunflower.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It's inside, so
And,
just
uh,
with
yeah,
the
that-
little-
Maybe we need to run a bigger wire and make sure it's a
Yeah,
20
the
amp instead of
main-
15.
Yeah, the main thing is the size wire dictates the size breaker you can use.
Yes.
And so it may be, it needs to pull a larger wire to get a bigger breaker to handle the load.
Maybe a 10-2 wire instead of a 14-2, something of that nature. Anyway,
Thank you.
make sure the wire is big enough for the breaker, and we'll do a 20 amp. 20 amp should run any kind of PA system, in my opinion. All right, all in favor? Motion carried. Miss Sandy Donahue, give us an update on the library. Glad to have you here tonight.
Well, we are busy at the library. We have a full summer planned. We had 90 people there this morning for a magic show. We have something called the Good Choice Club every Monday for the kids. Yesterday they learned about honesty. They're gonna learn about respect, responsibility, all that good stuff all summer. We have a lot of things planned. The theme is Color Our World, so we're all about art. We're doing string art, we're doing coffee filter art, we're doing shrinky dinks, you name it, we're doing it this summer. But somebody turned 50 this year, and when I thought about it, I thought, well, I was born in 1975. The building was built in 1975, so we are turning 50 this year. So we are having a birthday party, and if you'll pass those down, we are going to show the Allen film and talk about Mr. Allen, have a birthday cake. We've got a few surprises going to be there that night. That's going to be on June the 19th at 6 o'clock. So I would love for y'all to come to all the programs, but especially that program. But, you know, if y'all want to come do Shrinky Dinks, y'all are more than welcome. But I just wanted to give y'all a quick update and invite y'all to that.
All right, thank you for the
Thank
update.
you.
No vote or action taken after Miss Sandy. Thank you, Miss Sandy.
Thank you.
Next, Sharon Williams with General Government. Miss Sharon?
Okay, so I need to ask your approval to set up a City of Booneville PayPal account for grant purposes. This would actually be for the Walmart Spark grant that we are working on, and if we say that we're gonna get the grant, then I'll set up the account. If not, then I will not. I just need approval to have that to fund through.
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Jimmy? Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Daniel, or Sharon? And we'll probably have to ask Daniel.
Okay, and then I need to ask your approval for Marathon Cheese's 10-year 2025 ad valorem tax exemption in the amount of $76,483.10.
Everything's in order.
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Jeff? All in favor? Motion carried. Next?
Okay, next I need to ask your approval for Provia's 10-year 2025 ad valorem tax exemption in the amount of $10,571,569.69.
Again, everything is in order.
Motion.
Second.
Carolyn and Jimmy? All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you, Ms. Sharon. Ms. Gary Cleveland with Public Property?
wanted to discuss the 3 vehicles that's sitting in the fenced-in area at public property, that we do something with those. All 3 of them, the motors are bad, and it would cost more to replace the motors than it would to what the vehicles are actually worth.
So motion to declare the 3 vehicle surplus.
Motion.
Second.
Jeff and Jimmy. All in favor? Motion carried. And Ms. Sharon will help you, and James will help you get those listed on our bidding website.
And just a plug to put in here, be thinking about something for a single vehicle kind of replace, to not have to drive the bucket truck all the time, wear it out.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gary. Next, Ms. Lori Tucker with Tourism. Ms. Lori.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll just bring in before you tonight a tourism resolution already approved by the Tourism Board to complete the landscaping project there at the depot. This is the completion of landscaping there at the back of the depot with the ARPA project.
And this is $10,000 out of the tourism fund.
That is correct.
Motion.
Second.
And Tara, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you, Ms. Lori. And next, we've done heard from, but I hear from John Hill again with the park. Do it again.
I'm asking it, to approve hiring 2 umpires, but I would like to make a change to that, if I could, from part-time to seasonal. It's still the same rate of pay, but that way, if they don't work out,
Just take them back.
they have to reapply. Makes
Okay.
sense. That
So
way,
change this from
'cause I don't know
part-time on
these
the
2.
agenda.
Motion for seasonal.
Tara, second.
Second.
Jimmy? All in favor? Motion carried. Next, John?
And then the second item is our field machine that we actually prepare the fields with. The lease is up, and I'm asking that you allow me to renew a lease on the new field
And
machine.
this still state contract.
It's a state contract price. It all falls under state contract.
Motion.
Second.
Carolyn and Tara?
Question,
Yes, sir.
what is that state contract price?
State contract, well, the total state contract price is $28,709. But we're leasing, so it's gonna be a lease option.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, discussion? All in favor?
Who made that motion?
Had Carolyn and Tara. And the motion is carried. Thank you, John.
Good deal. Thank you.
Next is Courtney Moore at the Gas and Water Office. Ms. Courtney.
Good evening. I just need to approval to send the amount of $17,609.83 to unclaimed properties for stale dated deposit refund checks.
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Jill. All in favor?
Can you write mine?
Motion carried. Next,
And then I just need approval to complete a credit application for Cooper Electric Motor Services. And we'll let the mayor sign that document. That's something Paul has got to have.
Motion.
Tara, second.
Second.
Jimmy. All in favor?
Who made the motion? Tara?
Motion carried. Tara and Jimmy. And the next one will be moved to the end. It's a closed session, so the next one will be moved at the end of the meeting. Next, Paul Carpenter with the Water and Sewer Department. Mr. Paul.
We got together, we reached an agreement on all this, we've got all the irons worked out.
Okay. So, we don't have to take this off, and I will ask Gary to go ahead and issue the building permit for them, being as we got all the questions answered. So, no action taken under the next one. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Next, Oscar Jocelyn with Gas Department.
Good afternoon. I like to post for a shop
We were
mechanic
gonna
between
contract that
$16
out.
to $18 per hour, effective through 6/27/25. We
Motion?
had one, he retired.
I thought we were gonna talk about contract.
Question.
Well, we need a
Let it
motion
die.
second to
Let it die,
discuss
then
it.
you can talk about it.
Do I have a motion? All righty. Died for lack of a motion. Thank you.
Clyde, do you have something you wanted to discuss? No?
Y'all had one time talk about
Yeah.
doing it at a work session to talk about the
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
We wanted a little
That's
bit
what
more
I'm
time on
saying,
what we
yeah.
wanted to do with that position.
And-
It's not,
and
it's not
if I
dead,
had-
it's just we need to talk about it.
Okay, if I
And-
have
Yeah,
something
that's
down,
what-
I need somebody out there working on it now.
We'll just have, it's repair and maintenance, we can approve that until something is done. I have talked to David Jones about that. You can't just leave something broke, maintenance and stuff, we can hear it and have something done to it.
Okay.
So just come to me, and especially if it's gonna be something that expensive, not an oil change, but something that's major, let me know and talk to me. But other than that, we'll talk about it in the work session.
I'll put it on the work session, yeah.
Alright? And we did not know he was retiring, it was a sudden spur of the moment thing, I actually found out 2 days before his effective date. So, we just had to put it on here and
You did.
let y'all know. Alright, moving on, James McChristian, IT Department.
Good evening. This says apply for, but I just need approval just to continue to discuss with, it's Carasoft and Juniper Networks. They looked at the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security, local cybersecurity grant program. There's 14.9 million available, and so we're in the preliminaries of just seeing what Booneville will be available for as our technology costs continue to rise. They're just seeing if there's 20% match or whatever, so I'll know that in the next couple weeks, but I just need approval to continue to move forward.
Yep. Motion.
Second.
Tara and Carolyn to continue discussion on seeing what we got available.
Yes, sir.
And all in favor? Motion carried. Next, let me grab that. I should have handed these out before the meeting. Got busy with that other issue. I talked to Rick tomorrow. Take one and pass it around. I got one for Sharon here. These are the bids that we received on the MDOT Phase 2 project. I'll wait till everybody gets one.
You got my thing on there, Carol.
May have more than one, Jimmy, you just pass them back up. These are the bids we received on the MDOT Phase 2 project. Asburn Construction, Osborne, ever how you pronounce it, was an irregular bid. They had some things in the bid that did not add up, so therefore it had to be deemed irregular and could not be read or accepted. J.M. Duncan Incorporated base bid was $1,330,245. MC Phillips Contracting Company, base bid was $1,634,313. This time I'd like to ask for a motion to accept the low and best bid in the amount of $1,330,245 from J.M. Duncan Incorporated for the Downtown Intersection Improvement Federal Aid Project.
Motion.
Tara, second.
Second.
Jimmy? And I'm not gonna read all them FPA numbers, y'all got them all in front of you, Daniel, you got them for the minutes?
Got 'em.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, the two items we added to the agenda. Motion to allow the mayor and city clerk to sign all necessary contract and documents to proceed with the Downtown Intersection Improvement Federal Aid Project.
Motion.
Second.
Jeff and Tara, all in favor? Motion carried. Next is, because we're receiving federal funds, we will have to do reimbursement requests for the downtown intersection improvement. And those listed on it would be myself, Mayor Lindley, Sharon Ramey, LaBelle Shields, and Lori Tucker as mayor or mayor-elect. Some people, the reason I said it that way, some cities still are having elections going on right now. So the state said we have to word it that way. We know she's gonna be the mayor-elect, but we have to say it the right way. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
I got Jimmy and Tara. All in favor? Motion carried.
Somebody do their work in mayor, clerk, mayor.
I had me, Sharon, Alderman at Large, LaBelle Shields, and Lori Tucker, and/or mayor-elect.
Yeah.
And at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion for, to go into closed session to see if executive session is needed.
Motion.
Second.
Carolyn and Jeff, y'all want to step in yonder
Yep.
or sit in here?
We'll step in.
Yeah, we're going
All in
there.
favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Everyone can keep their seats. back in open session. I'd like to ask for a motion to take D and G's deposits and apply it to their outstanding balances.
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Jeff, all in favor? Motion carried. Before we close tonight, I would like to honor the family of Jock Catamese. It was a surprise to me a while ago that he passed away. I did not know. But we want to honor and adjourn this meeting in memory of Jock Catamese. He has done a lot for the community, the Booneville football team, and he's just a hard-working young man.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Jeff and Jimmy, all in favor? And we adjourn the meeting. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
telling me, Jeff.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all.
yeah, I am too.
Oh, thanks, I broke my foot one time, he had to go.